Ladies and gentlemen, heels and heelettes, welcome back to another edition of Blunt Impact. I am your boy Chris G. I apologize for missing my episode last week. I was going through some technical difficulties. Basically, my computer broke. So, sad to announce that Joints and Jabronis will be on hiatus indefinitely. But Blunt Impact will still be going on. We come to you under quarantine still, under lockdown, New York City. We're still going through this coronavirus pandemic. So stay your ass home and don't share your blunts. For anybody that needs to hear that. We will be covering today the April 7th edition of Impact Wrestling. But before we get into the card, we're gonna light this shit up. So those of you at home, hopefully you got your blunts, joints, bongs, pipes, whatever the fuck you're smoking out of. Hope you got it ready. Turns out, barbers are non-essential. I'm out here looking like a fucking jabroni still. But the weed men are essential. So we thank you for that. Because last time I was here with a fucking beer. We salute you. So we're gonna light this shit up. 1, 2. So this week, the show starts off a little differently. It starts off with Josh Matthews on commentary, of course, but he is joined by Madison Rayne, aka the locker room leader, 5-time knockouts champion, whatever, you know. She's there. She's just there. Willie Mack comes out to open the show. And he basically cuts a promo saying he seen Ace Austin pick on people last week. He ain't gonna let Ace pick on him like that. Blah, blah, blah. Ace, get out of here. Ace Austin doesn't come out. Reno Scum comes out, which is, I guess, his little posse. So they have a handicap match with Willie Mack. I gave Reno Scum a lot of shit, but they're actually not too bad as a tag team. This wasn't a bad match. They beat up on Willie Mack. They got the heat. Then the Mack made the comeback. He eventually gets the win. After the match, Ace Austin comes out, attacks Willie Mack. Reno Scum beat up on him, and Ace Austin sets up for his finisher, which is like a running RKO over the top rope, right? He looks like he's going to kill himself every time he tries this. Because the angle he just lands, it always looks like he lands on his neck. But it's a dope finisher. I think it's called The Fold. Because he's Ace, got the card. Yeah, we get it. Next up, we had Kylie Ray marking out in the Knockouts locker room. She seen Gail Kim. She starts all smiley and shit. Then she introduces herself to Susie. They start kind of connecting, I guess. Then Kiera Hogan comes out with her fire attitude or whatever. She challenges Kylie Ray to a match at Impact Rebellion. Next, we have Chris Bay versus Daga. Now, 2 weeks ago, I believe they had a little sequence in that 8-man X Division #1 contender match. And it was pretty dope, so I was kind of looking forward to seeing these guys get some time and go one-on-one. Bay looks high the entire match. Like, just weed high. So, kudos to you. We lighting this one for you, brother. The fucking drunk ref was the referee. You know, the guy with the droopy face? We're just gonna call him the droopy ref. Ref Droopy. He was the ref. Started pretty fast. Nice and fast paced, a lot of counters, a lot of athleticism, which is why I kind of expected the whole match to go like this, but it didn't. It eventually slowed down. Went back and forth a lot. Daga tried this spot where he ran off like through the stage and jumped over like a part of the crowd like onto Chris Bay, but he kind of overshot him and literally like went face head first into the mat on the floor, and I thought he died. Y'all want to see a dead body? Daga dead. Towards the end, Daga makes a nice little comeback. They counter, looks like they're about to trade pin, near pinfalls. Chris Bay grabs the ropes and he gets the 3 count and he gets the win over Daga. Nice little heel tactic, I guess. Stop smiling so much to the fucking crowd. You're a heel. But it was a good match. It was a good match. Next, we have the Impact match of the week. Throwback Impact. I don't know. It's from Lockdown 2011. I don't know if it was an X Division match or what. It had like Chris Sabin. It had Matt Jackson from the Young Bucks as Max Buck. I guess this is when they were Generation Me or whatever the fuck they were. D. Brian Kendrick, when he was, before he had the goatee and looked like he did a few pounds of meth. Amazing Red, a few talents. Whatever. Don't want to see it. Maybe in 2011 I would have want to watch it, but 2020, don't want to see it. Next up, we see Taya Valkyrie as she backstage as she beats up Johnny Bravo with a steel chair. Can't complain. Next up, we have the Rascals. And they're in the treehouse getting high, that 70s show style like they always do. But this time, they invited the Deaners, Falaba and TJP, and Triple XL, which is AC Romero, and I've honestly forgot the other fucking guy's name. But Falaba, oh man, we're gonna have to start a cough count. Cough number 1. No, I'm not sick. It's obviously the marijuana. Wear your mask and gloves everywhere if you have to go out. Falaba makes some dish, Filipino dish, I guess, and he starts passing around. The Deaners are like, fuck it, we'll take some. And they got the beer. The Rascals are smoked out. The other niggas are big. They just want to eat. So it was a good, it's a little comedy segment. It was alright. You know, the Rascals are a little over the top, but I like it. Next up, we had Madison Rayne, who has been on commentary this whole time, who's not bad, but Josh Matthews was carrying her, obviously. She versed Havoc. And this was basically a squash match. I mean, Madison Rayne got like some basic offense in, like punches, kicks. Every time she tried something big, Havoc could just beat her up. It was what it was. They didn't really need it. It was way too fucking long in my opinion. Could have did that shit in a minute and 30 seconds. Not 4 or 5 minutes, whatever. Next up, backstage, we have a Tessa Blanchard and Eddie Edwards confrontation. They basically, Eddie asked if he could trust Tessa. Well, let's start that over. Eddie basically asked Tessa to trust him out there. Tessa to trust him out there. There we go. And she's not with it because they got the match or whatever coming up at Rebellion for the Impact World Championship, which includes Michael Elgin too, by the way. So she's not with it. She's not really with it. I can't blame her, but she's like, you know, we'll see what happens. Eddie Edwards is like, you know, come out, let's win these tag team belts. So later, they are scheduled to face the North for the tag team titles. Next up is the Jimmy Jacobs interview with Ken Shamrock. Ken Shamrock basically selling the eye injury because he got the fireball to the eye because Sammy could throw fucking fire now. He's Akuma, apparently. Just, hit you with that fireball. A nice Hadouken. Eventually, this leads to next week being a contract signing. They're going to have a match of Rebellion. So the end of the interview starts getting hacked and all glitchy and shit. Shamrock gets upset. He wants to beat up Shamrock, but unfortunately, he wants to beat up Sammy, but unfortunately, there is no physicality. It's supposed to happen until the match of Rebellion. So we'll see what happens next week. Next up, we have OVE, the Chris brothers, with Madman Fulton versus Rhino and Tommy Dreamer. This is where I get pissed. This is where the heat and true heel heat comes in. This match was way too fucking slow. They threw Fulton out in the beginning, which I get. That I understand. Other than that, the match was way too fucking slow. Shouldn't be that slow for the Chris brothers because they can work. Tommy and Rhino can't work like that. But yet again, they got the win over OVE. I have no fucking words. No words. Speechless. No words. It's just L after L after L. At the end of the match, Madman Fulton comes out and does beat up both Tommy Dreamer and Rhino. So that is a positive, at least. Something's gotta happen. Next up, we have Johnny Swinger at the bar with Rosemary. Johnny fucking Jabroni. Tries to hit on her. She basically tells him to fuck off. Not really. She tells him to fuck off. And he pulls the, well, I didn't think you were that pretty anyway. He didn't say those words. But this motherfucker hitting on anybody. He looked like the type of dude at the bar to try to hit on your moms, right? And try to hit on your little sister if your little sister old enough to go to the bar with you. Like right after he just finished hitting on your mom. And then try to hit you. Hey, let me buy you a drink, kid. No thanks. I will crush this beer bottle over your fucking skull. No thanks, jabroni. He's another one that grinds my fucking gears. It's not even his character. It's just he doesn't work on his legs. It's just all upper body. And he got like two fucking like veggie sticks. If you put two veggie sticks together with a little bowl, like that was the kneecap, that's how his fucking legs look. What else? Who we got next? Next up, we have Kiera Hogan versus Susie. So Susie is Su Yung, but it's her when she's regular and not undead. Rich Sword, I see you, boy. This was actually a good back and forth match. Kiera Hogan looked a lot better. I feel like she's finally improving. She's finally starting to hit her stride. Starting to look smooth, nice and crisp. Su Young's not bad either. Or Susie, whatever you want to call it. It was a good match, I thought. Got a decent amount of time. Kiera Hogan picks up the win. Gives her momentum going into her match against Kylie Ray. I'd have burbopped up. Next we have The North and Michael Elgin backstage. He asked to fill in for one of them. Basically shut him down like, yo, we're a team. What the fuck do you think you're doing? We're champions. You don't talk to champions like that. You respect us. You look us in the eye. You shake our hands. And you tell us, good luck. They didn't say that. But imagine if they did. That would, you know, that could have worked. Yo, I'm so high. I thought there was a dog barking outside. It turns out there really is a dog barking outside. Next we get Jimmy Jacobs, and he's interviewing Tennille Dashwood. I'm so used to calling her Emma still. I don't know why. Tennille Dashwood. Finally, an interview. She basically got it out for Taya Valkyrie. Challenges to a match. And I think that's happening next week. So we got something to look forward to there. They run down the Impact Rebellion card, which actually doesn't look that bad. Let's see if they could put on a quality pay-per-view. And in the main event, we have Eddie Edwards and Tessa Blanchard versus The North for the Impact Tag Team Championship. Now, at the beginning of the match, Eddie starts off the match. They look like they're working on it. He takes in Tessa. Tessa gets beat the fuck up by Josh Alexander and Ethan Page. She finally makes a tag. Eddie comes in hot. You know, they get the momentum. But then Tessa tags back in without Eddie really, wanting to tag out, causing a little tension. She gains the momentum. Bam, they're on top, right? The North eventually get it, momentum back from Tessa. Beat her up a little bit. Turns back into a nice little back and forth. But eventually, Tessa refuses to tag Eddie Edwards back in. And the North hit their finisher. See you later. 1, 2, 3. The North retain the tag team champions. Let me just say, I'm still not sold on Tessa being a world champion. I don't really know how to feel about intergender wrestling. Even though Tessa is good. But the North is so good, they made this match excellent. And Eddie Edwards, came in and he did his thing too. Him and Tessa actually have really good chemistry as a tag team. But the North, guaranteed to give you premier tag team wrestling. Like good, really tag team wrestling. I would love to see them in AEW. Can't go to WWE. They wouldn't know what to do. Wouldn't know what to do. Call them the South. Turn them into fucking mudfuckers. I don't know. But anyway, next week at Impact should be good. And we'll lead into Rebellion after that. I believe Rebellion was supposed to be in New York City. I don't know what's going on, so I don't even know if they're having the show. No idea. We'll find out soon. You can subscribe to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel. Like, share, comment, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, wherever. We there. We got all the shows you need for all the wrestling you need. Even though wrestling is kind of scarce these days, we still got it. Come check us out. You can follow me at spick_flair_woo. You already know. I'm your boy Chris G. For my co-host Mary Jane. We will see you next time.